The following episode of Reading Homestuck contains mentions of mild gore and discussions of suicide. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello everybody, and welcome back to Reading Homestuck, the Epilogues. We got Mason, Arthur, and June here today.
Hello.
Hey.
And before we start, episode 1 of Reading Creepypasta has come out, and if you want to catch more of that, episode 2 will be coming out this upcoming week. One of the stories we will be reading in that one is Abandoned by Disney. So, originally it was going to be another one, but we swapped it out because I think the one we went for originally was just way too fucking long. Yeah, it was Godzilla NES. It was Godzilla NES was what we were originally going to do, and we'd still be reading it now. But Abandoned by Disney and 3 other stories will be in that episode of Reading Creepypasta when it comes out later this week. But that's the future, and now we're in the present, as we always are. So,
I'm always present.
I think it was Arthur on narration on this page?
I think.
Gut telling me that? I think? Question mark? So Arthur, if you would begin.
Jake wakes up to the unfamiliar feeling of a cheek on his chest and a thigh slung over his stomach. Not the waking up to limbs entwined with some fleeting dalliance with an unfamiliar sensation by any means, but this time something feels off. He's afraid to open his eyes because he can't remember the last few days. The very last thing he does remember, if any of his recollections are really trusted, is cooking open a bottle of alchemized Merlot at 9 in the morning. That's what it does. And then doing a brisk session of target practice, which was interrupted by... Oh, fuck. Jake's eyes snap open. His ceiling looks the same as it always does. Tizzy with the eye-splitting headache sending nails of pain through his skull. The gold-flecked flowers carved into his wood-panelled ceiling glitter in the morning light. Jake stares very hard at them because he doesn't want to look down and confirm his worst fears. But his worst fears are confirmed for him without having to do anything, unfortunately, which seems off the course.
June, do you want to take Jane? Mason, do you want to take Jake?
Yep.
Good morning.
Jane sits up in the bed and stretches her arms over her head. Her body is a perfect hourglass in naked profile. Jake's eyes trace the curve of her spine against his will. They linger in the dip of her hips. Her hair is tousled and she's not wearing her glasses. Jake actually has to catch his breath at the sight of her. It's not her attractiveness that was ever in question. It's everything else about this situation which is the problem.
Jane, what in the blazes happened?
She turns to face him, giggling into her hand.
Why, Jake, I would imagine that you are practiced enough at sexual congress at this point that I shouldn't have to explain it to you.
Jane, I am quite aware of my reputation, but I am not some loose strumpet who enters into relations thoughtlessly.
Oh, lighten up.
Jane blinks and touches a hand to her collarbone, like she doesn't quite recognise herself.
Oh dear, did you hear what I just said?
Lighten up?
It's been quite a while since I felt that way. My, it feels freeing to say. Lighten up, Jake. The election's off. The economy's stable. Dirk is probably never going to talk to us ever again, and we just finally fucked.
Oh, God, Jake. You gotta be ready to read some of Jake's lines, you know?
Yeah.
Did we indeed fuck? Was it merely playing honky tonky with our digits, or did we do the old gamma hooch? Or even worse, the gene splitting? See what I mean?
Strange, man. Every time.
I get it. I understand.
I mean, I know what he means.
I mean,
but
I
he is
understand.
I know
I just
what
don't know
that
why.
means. It's just
I get
still
it.
strange.
I get it. I understand.
I understand it now.
Sigh. I don't know what any of that means, Jake. We definitely did it all.
She crawls towards him with a goofy smile, padding along unsteadily because she can't see shit without her spectacles. Jake shoots up in bed and scuttles all the way back until his shoulders hit the frame. Something catches the corner of his eye and he swivels his head to see the trickster lollipop on his bedside table. It sits like evidence at a murder scene beneath an empty bottle of vodka, far more sets of underwear than the number of people accounted for in a room.
Oh, no. Not this shit again.
Not this stupid fucking shit.
Looks
Jake says, but Jane shuts him up with a finger over his lips. She slides into his lap and settles her bottom into the space between his thighs. There's a blanket between the lurid parts of their naked bodies, but Jake cannot really move unless he wishes to be dearly compromised. He stutters through several objections, but Jane's plucking all his strings quite mercilessly. He feels like a snake about to be necked by a mongoose.
What's the meaning of the lollipop? I thought we agreed never to use trickster mode when we were unsupervised.
Trickster mode.
what?
Just get
The
a
lollipop
highbrow.
was your idea.
I must protest, Jane. That does not seem like something I would agree to in a right state of mind.
Well, I'm not sure either of us were exactly in the right state of mind, to be honest. We, had quite a bit to drink over the course of the day, and one thing led to another.
Led to partaking in scandalous confections.
Well, I don't know what to tell you, Jake. I'm not pulling your leg. In fact, you were the one doing the vigorous leg pulling last night.
Rimini.
I love Criminy. I love
I do say that one ironically, I will be honest.
Criminy. Jiminy Cricket.
Damn. Half my friends.
Jake
from,
regrets
like,
the state. Oh, sorry.
1910s.
Jane's expression falls. She'd been feeling quite buoyed after a night of jolly, if inebriated, fun, but Jake does not seem to share her enthusiasm.
Dear me, was that innuendo a bit too much? I'm sorry, I'm not very good at this.
No, it's not that. Jane, all of this feels wrong. Now, I don't want you to get the wrong idea here. You're a dear friend and I care for you deeply, but I think that what happened between us might have merely been the result of profound inebriation.
Jake regrets the statement as soon as the words leave his mouth. Jane looks absolutely crushed, devastated, like Jake just ripped out the rug from underneath her entire universe.
What? Are you saying everything we did, it meant nothing to you?
That isn't what I meant. Jane, I simply...
Jane stares up at him, her eyes so bright they're practically clear, like tropical water on a sunny day. She looks like girls do right before they're about to cry.
Ah, yes, every woman.
looks exactly the same right before
And
they're about
men
to cry, yeah.
never look like that when they're about
Yeah,
to
because
cry.
men never cry.
Yeah, that's true.
'Cause boys don't cry.
Bruh.
That's a song.
I know.
Sure.
They made a whole song about it. It's got to be real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No
Canon.
one would ever sing about a lie.
No, music never tells anything in anything other than literalism. Didn't you know this?
Believe everything you
Everyone
hear on
else
the
does.
radio.
Believe everything you hear in all forms of media. Anyway, did we get Jake or were we at the narration?
Now you do.
Ah, fair enough.
Jake.
How could he deny her anything?
There we go.
What was I even saying? I'm being terribly foolish. Sure, we may have overdone it a bit on the substance, perhaps. But you know what? To hell with it. I might not remember everything that happened last night, but I'm sure my passions wouldn't lead me astray. You've always been a lovely girl, Jane, and you've become an even lovelier woman. Why is it a surprise this didn't happen sooner? Sooner? Sooner!
Junior!
Bloody hell!
Sooner!
Sooner! I say it should have happened sooner. May as well just go with it.
It's not the most rousing speech Jake has ever given, but it seems satisfactory enough for Jane. He releases a tremendously relieved sigh when Jane breaks into a smile.
Oh, Jake.
He flails when she kisses him, but this time there's no doubt he hasn't said no. Huh?
That's interestingly worded.
Okay.
Am I swapping
Do I
off,
take
or
the
is it?
narration here?
It's on to Mason, indeed, and I think if
Then
Dirk's
you,
in this
and then
page,
you.
if Dirk's in this page, then do we want me to do Dirk and Arthur to do Dave, or vice versa? Do we think?
That is between
is
you
anyone-
two.
It's up to you.
Arthur?
That's up to you guys.
You want to do?
Sure, alright, I'll do Dave, I guess.
I was about to say, sure does not answer that question to any extent.
That's
Anyway,
my favourite thing,
Mason.
answering yes to a two-answer question.
A two-answer question where neither of the answers is yes.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. Dave and Dirk don't talk that much about the heavy stuff. They don't need to. Dave can hear his brother's voice in his head. Not like literally, that would be insane, but Dave knows what his bro is like. Dirk, or a version of him, instilled in Dave a way of living and
housemate
thinking
in
that
the
would,
window.
for better or worse, persist far beyond the first 13 years of his upbringing. And even on Earthsea, it'd be kind of tough to say the dude's general overbearing demeanour wasn't sufficient to perpetuate the conditioning. So it's rare he has to guess what Dirk would say he would do. When it comes to the boondoggle involved with triangulating his interpersonal relationships with Jade and Karkat, Dave is shooting blanks. He has no idea what to do, no idea what to say, and for once, the ghost in his head doesn't either. Once he might have expected the end of the haunting to come as a relief, but now that he finally sits quietly in his own mind with nothing but his meagre faculties to guide his hand, the silence is deafening. There's no time to waste, so he flies directly to his bro's studio. He needs this. He needs his bro to tell him what to do. Whatever issues the guy might have, Dave is... Oh, I read to the end of the line. Dave has always been able to count on Dirk to give him, as Jake might say, the solid dick. What? Wasn't that in like a Superman and Batman comic?
Yeah.
About like solid dick.
No, I think
That's
it's
like
I think it's Iron Man hitting Captain
That's
America
the
or
one.
something. He goes,
I'm
"You
remembering-
need some
I'm
solid
remembering-
dick from a straight man."
I'm remembering the one where the Joker is, doing some fish boning scam and just everyone keeps saying he's boning people.
Oh yeah, the joke.
Yeah,
I
can't
love
be
antiquated
yes.
Jakesterisms.
He's got a major boner.
Yeah.
Dave knocks on the door, loud, but there's no answer. Nothing when he calls out
Sorry, what
Dirk's
episode
name
number is this?
either. 5 or 4? I don't know. What is the episode number? Is it 4
We're
or
not
5?
at 7. It's not 7
I know
yet.
we're not at 7.
Not 7. That's
think
why.
it's...
Then he tries the knob and the door swings right open.
Yeah, he
Always
tries to
check.
knob.
Yeah, very funny. Let me check.
Arthur. if
Sorry
you
to
would,
dismiss
please.
you, Arthur.
It's alright. Cry by it later, but... no. Right. Hey, bro, are you there?
This is episode 5.
5. Nice.
Still no answer. Dave lets himself in. It's not like his bro would actually mind. They're family, after all.
Bro. Hey.
Silence throughout the
Who's coming
studio.
up?
Dave starts flitting from room to room, checking for any signs of Dirk. This is strange. The guy doesn't usually go out to do things unless those things are actively being televised.
Dude, are you gone? I have something I really need to talk to you about.
Dave all but jumps out of his skin with a shriek when he turns around to find the last individual in the world he ever expected or wanted to see.
Jesus fuck?
Hey, what's shaking, my man?
Gamzee, what the fuck? God, I think I shit my pants.
I'm sorry to hear that, my fine brother.
Gamzee, what the fuck are you doing here? Did you follow me here?
No, man. I've been waiting for you.
Oh, that's so much better. Why the fuck are you doing that?
Because I'm here to bring you the good news.
The news of what?
The news of me, my motherfucker. I'm here to help you get all up and redeemed from your wicked sins. Put you on a real arc to salvation.
Oh my fucking god, what fucking sins?
Gay.
Where's Dirk?
There's no need to worry about him. You're gonna get what's best for you. He told me that. And I'm gonna make sure his wish makes like a motherfucking miracle and gets true.
Did I just walk into a horror movie? Did my bro just get fucking axe murdered by a clown? Jesus Christ. God, don't tell me his body is down in the basement right now.
You don't got any need to go and concern yourself with his mortal flesh body out here in this candy cane whirlpool beyond the infinite black wink of the wicked singularity, my ninja. A sack of meat and bones in one life or the next is only
He's
a
not
means
black.
to the... I know. Only
No,
a
he's purple.
means to the final totality that will damn and raise us all in brilliant apotheosis. In the one true life, we all flow from the one true pen, and every head rolls down the path to the one true hand. Have you ever seen Evangelion? It's like the third impact.
What the fuck did any of that mean? Are you drunk? Never mind, I don't give a shit. Out of my way, Pagliatti. Oh, Pagliacci.
Pagliacci.
That's playing the song. Dave has had enough of this buffoon. He pushes Gamzee aside and the clown goes absolutely flying into one of Dirk's messy workbenches. The vagrant jester ricochets off disorganized piles of scrap metal
Dicked
and anime
down
paraphernalia.
piles of scrap metal.
He just needed some solid dick.
For real.
An anime paraphernalia like a
man.
Tony Hawk. Like a Tony Hawk. I like how Tony Hawk is in italics, but
Like
Rube Goldberg isn't.
Tony Hawk.
Like a Tony Hawk, jackass clipping and flopping into an unending oblivion and pain. Ah, Tony Hawk 5.
He
The
does
circus
have
ruckus
Tony
starts a
Hawk's
vicious
first day
Rube...
of 5, we do know this.
Yeah, a vicious Rube Goldberg machine of cartoon physics, knocking every cinder block, crusty puppet and Japanese sword in a tornado's radius off balance and avalanching them catastrophically onto the hapless clown's torso. Dave gives only a second glance at the ludicrous pandemonium. He blows open the door in the stairwell and heads down, bracing himself for the worst. But he doesn't find Dirk in the basement either. The only thing of note is a slumped figure in the centre of the storage room, covered in a thin sheet. Dave approaches and rips it off to discover... Wait, what is this? It's obviously a robot, but it's a complete mess. The form is feminine, but the head is still bald and the face has no cover, revealing us its skull-like interior. The body doesn't have any proper protective plating yet, so it's all a mess of wires and loose mechanical bits. Clearly a work in progress, but Dave can't help but wonder what exactly it is that Dirk's been working on here. Then Dave notices the note. It's carefully folded in the limp palm of the robot's hand. His heart jumps into his throat and something in his stomach drops. Oh no. He's making Circus Baby!
No!
Epilogue 3?
It's fucking... right. Okay, that'll pass over to me now.
When was Epilogue 2?
We just read it. We just did it. That was
Don't
two.
need it.
It was a longer one. It was an extended.
I wasn't paying attention to what
This
was...
also will be.
how this has been divvied up, other than by chapter.
I don't know, but like, I know we were just doing Epilogue 2. Epilogue 3. Your name is Dirk Strider, and you know what you must do. The decision was made the moment John chose his course. This world has been set on a path that you cannot tread. You stand beneath the Carapacian bell tower, poised to climb to the top. You brought nothing with you but a long length of rope, coiled in your steady fist. It is the only thing that you need. Ascend. You do not hesitate. Your legs feel impressively powerful as you begin to climb the staircase, 2 steps at a time. There is nothing of consequence but your singular task. You left a note, but you don't expect any of your friends to understand. It's not important that they do. A flip of the cosmic coin has rendered your entire life completely inessential. What could you accomplish in a dead-end existence like this? There are no stakes. No meaningful challenges, no structures or themes, only residual chemical reactions in a dying brain. A physical system's obligate compulsion to exhaust its own lingering momentum. A cockroach with its head cut off, waiting to die of thirst. Halfway up the tower, you take flight. Every second you waste here is a drain on the concept of existence itself. You whip up the hollow, vertical shaft at the centre of the spiralling stairs and erupt into the air beneath the bell. You land on the ledge overlooking the Carapace Kingdom below and cast a cursory glance across the landscape beneath you. Its beautiful scenery is a comical illusion of no matter to you. Get to work. Well, I've seen the bottom of the page.
No!
Your hands move methodically to fashion the hangman's noose. It is a gesture you have practiced well. You bunch a section of rope into an S and loop the end of the rope around its middle. 7 wraps and you're done. You tie it off at the bottom and tug the rope taut. The corrosion has already begun. You can feel the gears slowing, all the intricate unseen mechanisms coming unhinged from their mooring and drifting apart. Your friends might derive some sense of fulfillment from satisfying the elementary obligations of self-preservation and self-propagation, but there's nothing here for you. It doesn't matter anymore. There is a beam across the opening of the face of the bell tower that will serve as a convenient anchor for the rope. You toss the noose up over the beam and then rise to fasten the knot. You ensure that it's secure. There can be no mistakes. You touch back down on the ledge of the tower. You bring the noose over your head and pull it tight. Your choice is not between that of life and death. It is between an ignominious disillusion at the hands of entropy and one final act of relevance that can bequeath your meager energies to the cosmic well from whence they came. In a certain sense, you've never felt so free. Kill yourself. You jump. A meaningful death would, of course, be quick, brutal. An expeditious descent, a splash of crimson at the base of the bell tower, a body that looks otherwise intact if you don't flip it over to see the dark mottled bruises where the fetid septic blood has begun to pool. Make certain that
you might want to. Sorry, just thinking. You might want to put a suicide warning on this video.
I mean, I figured that was pretty obvious, I'll be real.
I know, I'm just saying.
I mean, yeah, this kind of tells me I should probably do that, if I'm being quite honest with myself.
I just figured I'd say it, just in case.
That's fair. The idea had occurred.
Cool, sorry.
You made certain that the rope was long enough for your velocity, for the velocity of your fall to immediately decapitate you. It slices through the air with a vicious whipping sound, unspooling in even, silk-smooth rotations. Just as your epiphany occurred at sunset, your death must occur at sunrise to complete the Ouroboros of symbological harmonic resonance that is your personal arc.
This guy's got schizophrenia.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's got
Yeah.
schizophrenia.
This guy needed therapy and general psychological help
Antipsychotic
and
drugs.
did not get it. Yeah. Guy needed general mental health help that did not get given.
Mm-hmm.
It's the very last moment of narratively consequential action that will happen in this whole barren world. The few Carapacians unfortunate enough to have left their homes this early in the morning will remember this moment forever. But in reality, it only lasts only half a second.
Your life.
I'm going to change the trajectory of your lives forever. Unironically, was the motivation here.
This guy's a fucking right? Yeah, it's an individual.
Again, needed psychological aid. It was not given.
One of the people
Mm-hmm.
ever.
Does make
Something
sense.
tells
The whole
me therapists do not exist in this world.
I'm gonna be real, it does kind of make sense to me that a whole bunch of deeply traumatized 16, 17-year-olds would not actually end up making a mental health care system in the world they create. I feel like it wouldn't occur to them, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
They
No,
would probably
makes
just be
sense.
like, well, I'm alive, so I'm fine, and I don't need help.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, buddy, you have got like not even half of the problem here. You know, you have not comprehended the damage. The noise your cervical spine makes when it sunders is incredibly gruesome. Many of the bystanders who witness your death will later attempt to recount it, but there are really no words that can adequately express the sound someone makes when they die. It's a phenomenon that happens on two levels. First, there is the literal termination of organic processes, which is to say, the destruction of the meat. Then follows the dissolution of the ego. And you have quite the ego to dissolve. One that has flown so high above the forest that not only can it no longer see the trees, it cannot even conceive of the trees as material substance with objective meaning. Yours is a singularity of narcissism, an endlessly recursive existence so dense that it has no choice but to sprawl out much further than the boundaries of its person in any given universe or timeline. Once cut off from that, you become unbearably dispensable. From a purely utilitarian perspective, killing yourself is the greatest gift you could give to this dying world. A valorous sacrifice the likes of which this place will never experience again. If your severed head could speak, it might say, "You're welcome." But even then, maybe it wouldn't. It might not care enough to do this shallow realm that basic courtesy. We may never know. Your severed head remains suspended in the loop of the noose, tight under your jaw, while your limp body bounces off the side of the bell tower and tumbles to the grass. Screams sound from below. The horrified Carapacian bystanders scatter and run. Your body tumbles down the side of the hill, spraying blood from its neck in a volume that makes the foot of the tower look like the scene of a massacre. Your heart keeps beating well after you're dead. It keeps beating until every drop of blood is forced from your corpse, a sea of gore drenching the earth beneath the scene of your demise. Your body doesn't get up, and your head doesn't open its eyes. When you think so little of yourself as a moral character, any act of self-termination will result in a death that is just. Okay, so that was fucked.
Yeah.
So that was,
Interesting.
interesting,
Sorry,
definitely.
I had to deafen at
But
the end of that.
fucked.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's fair. Yeah, that's very fair.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. That was all rightly written as well.
It was decently written.
It was alright.
Yeah. Wouldn't say it was like ludicrously great, but it was like, you know, it was good.
It was alright.
Yeah. Again, fucked, but good. June.
The rain is coming down in sheets. It rains just seldom enough on this idyllic world that most of its inhabitants are conditioned to leave their homes without umbrellas, and today they're paying for it. What the fuck happened there?
That was me having
Went into
to...
wide mode.
Yeah, I had to minimise the thing because I couldn't see the time code at the
Oh.
bottom. We've only been going half an hour. We've barely begun the episode.
Yeah.
This is going to be one with a lot of progress, I feel. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
And today they're paying for it. The press clamours at the edges of the funeral procession, getting soaked to the bone and or exoskeleton. John ducks his head away from the flash of cameras, still uncomfortable with his position among the pallbearers. Didn't know Dirk that well, but he couldn't refuse a direct request from his grieving bro. He ventures a glance at Dave, who is at the front of the line carrying a smaller casket containing Dirk's decapitated head. The actual casket is unusually heavy, not just because Jane insisted on having it crafted from the finest quality timber on the planet, but also because for some unfathomable reason, Dirk is going to be buried with every single one of his shitty anime swords. It would be absurd if it were not so tragic, and possibly also predictable. Gamzee fumbles with his corner of the casket when it comes time to set it down in the cathedral, upsets the balance of the whole thing and sends it careening down so hard that the nose of it crashes right through the stage.
Okay, who wants to take John? June, do you want to take
I'll take John.
Roxy? I'll take Gamzee. Alright.
Cool.
Oops, motherfuckers.
Ooh.
It's fine, guys. Accidents happen. John presses his mouth into a flat line. He looks at Dirk's casket, sitting diagonally in a hole in the floor and popped about 13% of the way open. A few shitty anime swords seem to have made a valiant effort to escape, but didn't quite make it all the way. He looks at Dave, who appears even more stoic than usual, with his wet hair plastered to his forehead. He looks at Roxy, who is staring at the floor beside herself in grief. Then finally, he looks back to Gamzee, who offers two dubiously sympathetic whoops in response. Today is not the day to push it, he thinks to himself. He forces a smile, kisses Roxy on the cheek, and goes to take his seat at the front of the pews. At the back of the nave, devastated fans of Rumble and the Pumpkin Patch are trying to force their way inside, past the barrier of reporters. Jane drags Jake off by the wrist to deal with them as Roxy approaches the pulpit, looking miserably ghost-like in her violent mourning clothes. Hey, thanks for everyone for joining me today. She folds her hands in front of her. Her earrings light up as the reporters take about 6 million pictures of her tear-stained face. She sniffs, then hawks back a whole mouthful of snot. The sound is very much in contrast with the delicate, feminine manner with which she tugs a tissue out of her modest cleavage in order to dab at her eyes. Wow. Now that I'm up here, it's like, I don't know. I have no idea what to say. Of course she doesn't. Dirk was her first BFF, her first love, and at one time, the only other human being left on Earth. She rolls the wet tissue between her fingers. And I guess there's nothing to say. There's no words to describe how I felt about Dirk Strider. And even though he left a note saying that had hella words in it, they might as well have been saying nothing, which is just like Dirk, I guess. To leave us with a lot of bullshit and no idea why he did what he did. So I'm just gonna say that I'm glad he was in my life. I'd give it over to someone who's way more eloquent than me. Dave gets to his feet, unwinding his fingers from Jade's. He walks to the pulpit with his usual smoothness, but pauses beneath the giant stained glass window to run the heel of his palm under his shades. The camera bulbs start clacking away like crazy. John whirls around in his seat to glare at the reporters, putting a finger to his mouth to shush them. Watches a tiny white carapace chest guy sheepishly press the flash button on his camera as quietly as possible. It takes Dave a moment to gather himself when he reaches the lectern. When he speaks, his voice is steady and even.
Hey guys, want to apologize in advance because this is about to get a little real. Realer than that, 3/4 of a corpse I'm standing about 2 feet from right now. I mean, I totally hate to ruin everyone's mood on a day where we've gathered to think deep thoughts about how one of us just went and fucking off themselves. Not like we're gonna be stumbling through our lives, constantly experiencing intrusive thoughts about this specific event or anything. Hey, remember what our good pal Dirk looked like with no head? Pretty hard to forget, since getting decapitated was like his third favorite hobby. So it's not so much the body that's the problem, but sort of the existential realization of finality, I guess. Well, I ain't gonna lie, the body's starting to stink. Sorry, all that shit I just said was a load of absolute bull, meant to deflect from the fact that I'm pretty shook about this. Used to do that a lot. Like, basically every time I open my mouth. Most of you know this, but I had a kind of shitty childhood. Not gonna go into details, but long story short, it was technically my good old bro dad here, here's fault. Not this specific version of him. The one I grew up with was
Dave hesitates. His voice might be cracking, but it's subtle.
He was just an absolute bastard. No offense to the dead. Yeah, okay, sure, he told me a ton of shit that, if we're being generous, was in theory useful, but he didn't give a single solitary shit about raising a well-adjusted kid or raising a kid in general. It was more like his disciple, and all that mattered was his grand design, or what the fuck ever. And I know Dirk struggled with, the idea that he could eventually become that kind of person, or even worse, he was somehow cosmically fated to become that person no matter what he wanted or did to prevent it. That's probably how he managed to off himself in the first place, considering how the mechanics of God tier works. Maybe you've been struggling with that whole time we've been here on FC. Who knows with him? He was always so inside his own head, I can't even imagine what insane train of thought led him to decide this was his only option. But I don't think we'd want us beating ourselves up about it, or torturing ourselves trying to figure out what it fucking meant. Especially Jake, Jane, and Roxy. He loved you guys, and wouldn't do anything to hurt you. Well, not intentionally, I mean. Anyway, all that shit about my bro, I'm over that. I like it as much as you can get over it, as a subconscious response to certain stimuli you can't exactly rewire, but the conscious part of my brain is all like, shit dude, I feel great, what the fuck is hypervigilance, I love being alive and having all these friends who care about me, and I don't beat the shit out of me every day of my life, etc. Part of that's because I got to meet friends Dirk. It was great getting to know this rad version of my childhood guardian who wasn't completely batshit insane. Just, chill the shit, freestyle or debate dumb crap without it being a federal fucking issue. And more than that, he treated me like I was on the level with him. He let me give him shit for being a pretentious blowhard every day of his life, which I did. Despite that, I looked up to him. The way I always felt I should have at up to my bro. The way I wanted to look up to my bro, but couldn't. Dirk told me so much shit I didn't know I needed from him. I mean, picking up Dirk's opinions was unavoidable if he ever hung out with him, considering he never shut his fucking mouth. But I'm glad he didn't. He told me about combat, philosophy, life. I'm sure had he not killed himself that little day, I was finally gonna ask him for romantic advice. He would have taught me about love too. So in the end, I really got no idea how the fuck I'm supposed to feel right now. That's probably okay, right? Like, it's okay to not know how to feel when someone dies. It's okay to not have all the answers. I wish Dirk was still alive so I could tell him that, but he's not, so...
Dave takes a deep, shuddering breath and actually takes off his shades to wipe away the tears that are pooling on his eyelashes.
I guess that's all I got to say about that.
Jake is openly weeping by the time the speech is over. His face is buried in Jane's breasts. She's remarkably composed, looking more irritated than anything that her gentleman companion is getting snot all over her attractively tailored power suit. Dave leaves the stage, face turned away from the glare of the camera lights, and Roxy takes her place at the pulpit once again. Anyone else have a eulogy they'd like to give? I think the best way we can honor Dirk's memory at this point is to spew an untold number of words into the void, as many as we fucking can.
Oh, God.
Rose, who had been staring off into space, with a peculiar expression on her face, during Dave's speech snaps to attention. She brushes Kanai's hand off her lap and goes to stand, but is interrupted by the horrible squelching sound of Gamzee lumbering to his feet in his wet, oversized boots. He saunters up to the pulpit with the precise, lazy gait of one who's grown far too comfortable with a lifelong tendency of unwittingly inspiring others' contempt, and braces his arms on either side of the lectern. If inside this church there were an adjacent room full of wet dogs eating garbage, everyone's attendance would run to that room immediately to escape the stench emanating from this smiling clown. Suddenly, his expression distorts to become something which can only be described as a leer.
What's up on this most righteous and frowny of days, my bitches?
Oh, kill yourself.
Arthur, would you take Carcat to tell Gamzee to kill himself?
Okay. Oh my god. No one wants to hear anything you have. Oh, wait,
That's Peter Griffin.
That's Peter. It's me, Peter Griffin. Oh my god, it's me. It's Lois Griffin here to tell you to kill yourself.
I forgot to go from the back of my throat.
There we go.
Peter, I can't believe you told that clown to kill himself, and now
Oh
you
my
have to do his
god,
job.
Peter. I can't believe you got up on stage and beat that clown to death.
Now you
It
have to
reminds
do
me
his
of that
job.
time I was reminds me of the time I attended a Nazi rally.
Truly fucked, but I'm just imagining just like immediately behind Gamzee, the fucking window appears and this happens at the funeral. Like all of
No,
this just gets blasted
I'm
at
imagining
everyone.
Homestuck characters drawn in the Family Guy quote-unquote art style. And I hate that.
I'd
Really
throw
done.
rotten fruit. I'd throw rotten
sure
fruit
it
at
has.
whatever was
And to anyone
displaying
who
it.
has done it, that's fair enough, but I don't want
That's
to.
fair enough, but that's fair enough, but I will throw rotten fruit.
I'm gonna have a family guy.
Alright.
This
Oh
is a
my
funeral. What the fuck?
God, no one wants to hear anything you have to say, Gamzee.
You still got it, brother. My motherfucker of comedies in the prey block. That mirthful noise you holler still slaps my mang.
It's It's not a fucking joke.
Gamzee clears his throat quite loudly and abruptly, sending ear-shattering echoes throughout the church. It sounds like someone just threw a toilet in a wood chipper.
They should throw
I'm
Gamzee in
sorry.
while they're at it.
This whole scene's been so serious and they just threw a toilet in a
Well,
wood chipper.
I mean, that's basically what Gamzee did to the tone of the scene.
Yeah.
Violence in movies and sexy TV.
Violence against Gamzee.
Sexy.
Sexy TV.
Deltarune
Oh,
chapter
Deltarune. Don't play too much
3.
Deltarune.
Family Guy. Na, 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 na.
The window has been grabbed by various carapacians and they have dragged it out of the church.
We're watching through the window,
As the Family Guy ringtones are going off. I can't stress enough how much I hate that that him saying this specifically has been added. It's very, why?
I don't.
It's very
get
why.
it.
It's to make anybody who didn't hate Gamzee hate Gamzee.
I mean, yeah, to be fair, but I think it would be very difficult to be like, yeah, Gamzee was a great and brilliant character the whole time, and I definitely want him to have a very prominent role and say the N-word, but not quite.
Yeah. Tarantino directed this for a fee.
Sorry, I was just gearing up, and then you made that comment, and it was like, I'm back to nil. I'm starting again. I've got to re-up here.
Bro's gotta re-up his buff time.
I gotta put my buffs back on. Ninjas and gentle hoes. We gather up at this shrine of worship to whatever false idols or messiahs these homies get their devotion on for. But that's okay, cause we're motherfucking unified today. No matter what our bad and different beliefs say at us to our piety pans. We come in celebration of the life and death of the one and only, a true choice piece of man bitch, what whom I hardly ever knew. The Durster, whatever.
The Dirtster.
This is falling a little bit into Jack Black, a tiny bit.
Oh no.
Anyway, we got
Steel.
Slime Cube!
Gamzee really does seem like the kind of guy who would go up to the fucking pulpit at a funeral and just yell, "Chicken jockey!" into the mic at that level of volume.
Speaking of chicken jockey, you guys did see Middle-Aged Man the action
Yeah, we
figure
saw
that
it.
I sent.
Yeah, we
saw
saw it. We saw it. I
I
don't
saw
think
it
there's
when-
any comment on it. though.
Intense Steel.
I don't think there's any
that
proper
genuinely,
comment on it.
that somehow actually sold.
Bruh.
Like,
People bought that with money that they
sold
earned
online.
from
Someone
goods and
spent
services.
£8 on that. Someone spent £8 on that thing.
Well, I can't
Yeah.
say it's worth more than that.
I might have done that.
I would argue it's worth less.
I would probably be willing to agree with you.
I would take
Clearly,
the sentence
I'd
you just
say
said,
the
and if
Bible
there
there
was a
was
space
50
between the
pence.
words worth and less, I would remove that space. If there was no space in the first place, I would wholeheartedly agree with you.
Fair. Anyway, we got Carcat booing, potentially Gamzee and us at the same time. Definitely Gamzee, though.
Chicken jockey!
Stargat, don't conform.
I'm on the ground. I'm dead. I'm done. We need a new funeral. We gotta do
Burlington
another funeral, guys.
Steel.
Run it back.
Brenton
Stargat has
Steel.
been indoctrinated by Gamzee.
Anyway, we got Boo. Please.
Boo! Get
Sorry,
off
acting
the
out of the go, I said the line.
stage!
Then you might be up and wondering, what place have I got, all orating on the subject of the legend of this fine fellow? That's a good question, my mirthful brothers. Not the sisters, though. I'm misogynistic as well, if you hadn't picked that up yet. I may not be all up and learned about his life, but I've got deep spiritual connections to his death. It just so happened...
I was in his house robbing him at the time.
It just so happened that fate brought me to his doorstep on the very day that he went and motherfucking choked it off of the neck. One of the most spiritually awakening moments of my life. In such a short time, he taught me so much. This was no coincidence. It was a higher power guiding my path. These powers made sure that I would be there to receive a great warrior's final message and relay it to you on this dark and dreary day of death. I'm not bothering to put the horns down properly anymore. I'm just gonna throw them on the ground.
I know that it only happened like 10 or so minutes ago. I did fully forget that Gamzee was in Dirk's house when Dave went to visit.
What the fuck is this, Arthur? What have you sent us? Thank you very much for that, Arthur. Anyway, June, we have narration.
Oh yeah, I've seen that before. Sorry, narration.
What, the narration? You've seen the narration before.
No.
No, I know what you meant.
No,
I was
the
being facetious.
The clown thrusts his hand somewhere beneath the waistband of his pants and starts obscenely rooting around. He retrieves a piece of paper crumpled and soaking from the rain outside and attempts to smooth it out over the lectern. The wet paper breaks apart immediately beneath his oafish clown paws. I thought that said, oatfish.
Oatfish. What is oatfish, June?
Oh shit, I found an oatfish swimming around in my porridge.
Damn. It'd be like that.
Ah.
It'd be like that
Free
sometimes. Shiz. I guess I've got to up and wing it.
Dirk's close friends in the audience look on with anxious anticipation, eager to hear whatever important message Dirk had apparently handed down to Gamzee to be passed on. John can't seem to find that optimism himself. Gamzee draws a big fat breath and begins his speech.
You ever wake up and sit down to drop a fat one in the load gaper, but your flesh body just ain't ready to go and duke it out yet?
The clown's words hang heavily in the air. He scans the crowd silent for an uncomfortable while, as if his question weren't rhetorical and he were expecting an answer that will never come.
Yeah, straight up shat one time.
That's what life was like. You see, that guy in the window in the back behind the church that got taken out earlier, he gets it.
I've shit before, actually. Maybe twice.
See, he knows what that means. But that's what life was like for the D-Man. A man born with a purpose, a plan. But the wicked ways of this world stole that away from him.
No way.
It goes on like this for some time. Members of the audience ride out the clown's eulogy with an admirable sense of grit and determination, though visibly reacting with full body spasms every time the preacher issues another punctuating honk or deeply inappropriate turn of phrase. Carcat continues heckling throughout.
You should kill
At one point,
yourself
delivers
now.
no less than 30 uninterrupted instances of the phrase.
Arthur?
Fuck you!
Throughout most of the eulogy, Roxy continues attempting to urge others to settle down and give him a chance based on the many endorsements she's heard of his spiritual oration skills. but even she gives up on this effort. When one especially boisterous honk results in Gamzee knocking over the lectern entirely, which he does not bother to pick up. Instead, he proceeds with his eulogy as if nothing happened, while openly scratching an itch beneath his codpiece.
Hey, give me a moment here, bros. I gotta jork it.
God.
I gotta jork it at this funeral. Give me a moment.
King of space.
Fucking God,
Space.
Excuse me 1 second. I'm the king of space. I gotta jork it.
Me nursing my
All this
boner.
time.
At
See,
this
this is why
point,
the window got
Davis
taken
had
out of the funeral.
enough and exits the church.
Boner.
Karkat follows him. Gamzee inhales deeply, preparing to launch into what quite possibly will be the full body of his speech, rather than one or two mercifully concluding remarks. Roxy stands up and begins clapping loudly to bring a heroic end to the elocutionary horror show. Wow. Wasn't that great, folks? Wow, just wow. I knew this guy wouldn't let us down. Bravo. Damn, I feel like if I never heard another word this guy ever said, that'd be fine, because that was all just so perfect. Anything more would only dampen this perfect memory he gave us. Take a bow, Gamzee, and then, oh yeah, the exit's that way.
That's the sound of him bowing.
Yep.
She nudges Jake. Hey, dude, can you get up there and say something like a palate cleanser?
Gulp.
He was your best bro. Come on, man. Surely you got something in your heart to say.
Oh, okay.
Hey everyone, it's Jake's turn. He's got a few words he'd like to say for our dear departed buddy.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Jesus Christ, John. Anyway.
John mutters a few imprecations under his breath and gets up before Jake can take the stage. He's concerned about Dave and heads for the exit, beating Gamzee there easily. Gamzee's strolling so leisurely, in fact, he's barely even made it off stage yet. John pushes out into the churchyard. The rain has receded into a light drizzle, which is nice. Much less than like being trapped in a high-pressure shower and more like being sprayed with a plant mister. He looks around the large decorative graveyard and spots Dave and Karkat huddled together beneath an eave of the churchyard walls. John begins to move towards them, but stops when he notices how close together they're standing. Dave's got his suit jacket unbuttoned and pulled Karkat's head and pulled over Karkat's head to shield him from the rain. Karkat's the one talking, whose caterpillar eyebrows furrowed, but his gaze soft. Whatever he's saying makes Dave turn his face away, but Karkat winds a hand in his shirt and tugs him in, forces him to make eye contact. They both go still, seemingly to finally realize how close their faces have gotten. How Karkat's fingers are brushing down the length of Dave's torso. Dave dips down so that their noses are bumping. Karkat's eyes are so wide it's amazing they don't pop out. For a moment it looks like they're going to... John sneezes. Dave and Karkat jump apart like opposite magnets. Oops.
I guess I'm
hi,
doing two
guys.
guys.
I'll take Dave
It's
from here.
it's literally like the thing that you referenced a long time ago, Arthur. Girl, boy, I love you. Girl, I love you too.
Oh
I'm gonna
no, it's
whisper it to
the
entire
joke!
world.
Okay, Kanaya being a vampire is no longer our longest running bit. Our longest running, we make the joke and then it actually happens.
Sure. Do you want to
We
reenact
have
that
a new
with Dave and Karkat?
span. I think that, what was that? Episode 3? Episode 2? Episode 3?
It was
and
early.
4?
It was fucking early.
I don't know what the
It
fuck
was
you're on
Act
about.
1. It was Act 1. I know that. It was Act 1. No, it was
Yeah.
Episode 3 because Arthur's audio quality was dog shit because he was building his computer at the time.
My go. I need
I
a new
remember
computer. It's
that
been
because I
long.
edited that. I edited all that together.
What was
but,
this
yeah.
joke? I don't know it. I don't know what you're
It's
on about.
It was
boy,
a
I love
bit
you,
you
girl, I
just
love you too,
said.
boy. Then shout it to the entire world. Girl whispers in boy's ear, I love you. Boy, why didn't you shout it to the entire world? Girl, because we're at my uncle's funeral.
That makes sense. makes sense.
Because we're at my brother's funeral.
That does sound like a joke. I would.
That was John.
Yeah.
It should be Dave, because we're at my brother's funeral.
Anyway. Jude, I think we got
John
our high guys.
waves
So yeah.
dopily and hopes that he doesn't look as buffoonish and mortified as he feels. Dave and Karkat are still staring at each other from the corner of their eyes, warily. Something silent and tense passes between them. They make a quick recovery.
Can't believe they haven't been
Hey.
fighting. That's crazy. I see that even you couldn't bear Guernsey's asinine, brutal, and 100% non-consensual assault on your listen creatures, and also the basic decency which sapient beings apparently owe to one another on this planet.
No, actually, I listened to the entire thing. I have no idea why I did that. Now I have this whole memory in my head that I could have definitely lived without. I was just worried because you didn't come back. Dave, are you okay?
June.
Dave glances. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong bit. Dave glances at Karkat again. He smiles. It's a sad smile, but it's not.
Yeah. Well, no. But it's okay to not be okay about this specific thing, I think. So, for once, I think I'm actually having, like, a totally unironically normal emotional reaction to a thing. Which loops around back to being okay. I'm probably the okayest I've ever been, objectively.
Motherfuckers will be like loops back round, and the loop has a normal emotional reaction. Line, straight, single, small, straight arrow to correct response.
Are you sure?
What a loop. That was half 100 words to express a 3-letter sentiment. I'd say he's doing fine.
Because I was thinking...
John chews the inside of his mouth and blinks down at his hands. That he's paused to think a little, and what he's about to offer is a pretty weird way to console a friend after the death of a loved one.
You want me to go back?
Dave quirks an eyebrow.
Go back?
With my retcon powers, I could go back and stop him.
Dude.
Dave says at the same time that Crockett shouts.
John!
What?
Do you not have even half an inch of goddamn sense in that thick fucking skull of yours?
What?
John, come on. What are my powers?
Time travel?
So you don't think I would have already done that if I thought it was a good idea?
Well, yeah, okay, yeah, obviously. But if you did do it, we wouldn't even know right now because it would have just made a new timeline where Dirk didn't kill himself. That's how time travel works, right?
Well, actually...
Dave makes a wavy hand gesture that implies he's about to jump to a rant about causality or whatever. John cuts him off.
But if I retcon it, then it's like it never even happened. We wouldn't have had this horrible funeral after all.
I don't know, dude. That's a little fucked up, actually.
You think so?
Yeah. Dirk was a complicated guy, who'd obviously had reasons for doing what he did. If you go back and just rewrite his decision, it's like denying him his personal autonomy.
I didn't think about it that way.
I'd just like to take a quick second here. This is a very interesting actual conundrum. Because what does everybody actually think at that point? I have a very strong opinion. I'm interested to hear what everybody else says.
What, about whether John should go back or not?
Yeah, about whether it's morally
the
right
morality of
to...
a situation like this, yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like, for me, it is quite interesting, because it's like, if it's like somebody is in that sort of mental headspace and you help to pull them out of it, then that's like one thing. But just like they go through with it, you go back in time and just stop them. It doesn't really solve anything. It's kind of passing the buck. It's kind of passing the buck forward. At best, it's passing the buck forward.
Yeah, really. It's kicking the can down the road at most, in comparison to going back further to a point where you would actually be able to make some form of change that isn't just stopping it from directly happening at that moment.
Yeah, and I mean, like, in the case of John's retcon powers, that's what happened. Like, when John used his retcon powers, he didn't just go back and stop everyone from dying. Terezi had him go back and do, like, a bunch of other shit to, like, change things in a way where a more significant outcome would happen. And also, after Game Over, John found Dirk in the middle of, like, space after he was just looking at the destruction, and Dirk was like, I failed. And John tried to, like, convince him. And Dirk was like, no, just leave, and like let himself be destroyed by the Stardust. So it's a nice little sort of echo of both of those moments in the case of this point in the story. Like, John's probably thinking of those two exact things, like, right now.
And like, that's just the logistics of the problem. That's not even talking about like in
terms of the morality of like
difference, the moral
of what
difference
Arthur's asking.
between...
I agree with what you say, where like just quote unquote fixing the problem doesn't fix the problem, whereas going back to like do more to like address the problem and like help solve it would be more effective and would possibly be justifiable.
It's a much more complex issue.
That's interesting. I have a very different opinion. I think that no matter what, no one in their correct headspace will ever regret you saving them from suicide. There is never a point at which anyone who is at that point where they're going to kill themselves, if they were to be just stopped and to have survived, would regard you as like a negative influence. Because
that's the thing. It's a matter of would in this circumstance, would Dirk sort of get the view from halfway down? Probably not. I think it would very much be a matter of Dirk would still just sort of be living with the same problem that led him to that decision, but he,
other people would know, I suppose. I think given the opportunity to stop someone from killing themselves, in my opinion, it's a moral obligation that you do everything you can to prevent it.
Yes, that I can understand.
Oh yeah.
I think it's a matter of the difference between preventing it and undoing it is the real question.
Well, in the face of the reason undoing it is not an option is because that's not possible. But in the face of a situation where that is possible, I still think morally he's obliged to go back. I think it was fucked up of him to ask Dave. I think he should have heard about that and said, this is someone to whom, like, I think even a person I didn't know. If I found out someone I didn't know killed themselves, and I knew where they were at the time, and I had the ability to go back in time, I would go back in time and stop that, I think. I think that's...
Well, yeah, we're having philosophical discussions about this shit,
Yeah.
I think I
just have
very much the range you can get on this channel. Philosophical discussions over the moral implications of using time travel to prevent suicides, and then 10 minutes ago.
I think it's very, very...
I think I do agree.
Yes.
There's just, depending on the person, you might... It might not just be enough to go back and stop.
No, of course not.
Of
course not. No one's saying going back and stopping them from killing themselves
doesn't solve anything.
No, you need to then put the effort in to solve that problem or to take them to places where they, bring their loved ones in on the situation and get them the help they need. That's obviously the actual solution to that. But I do think
that the difference in our thought processes here
when someone,
I agree with you there, absolutely.
A little, yeah.
I think at the moment where anybody is going to kill themselves, you are morally obliged to deny them that singular autonomy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Because it's kind of the erasure of all future autonomy, yeah.
Yeah, in the case of Dirk, to use a turn of phrase you've once used, Arthur, Dirk is a do-something person who's been placed in a do-nothing box that is this candy epilogue. We saw it in the comic itself. While everyone was just in the session, basically waiting to do things, he just completely broke down. His relationships with the others just got destroyed, and in the end, he was powerless to do anything to stop them from dying. And I feel like he wouldn't have known about that, the being powerless to stop them from dying because of the retcon, but his relationships would have still deteriorated with his friends in the current timeline. So he's probably thinking in this situation where once again he just can't really do anything because of the deterioration of canon and like the story becoming non-canon. I can see his thought process, is what I'm saying.
He's
now
coming from, but
it sucks. It really sucks that he thinks that way, but that's how Dirk feels about himself.
And it's in no way healthy.
I still don't think it would. No matter how much I understood, no matter how much I understood and empathised with his thought pattern, I still wouldn't. I still think it is the moral obligation is to stop them.
Yes.
To help them, yeah. That's my opinion on it. I just think that's quite interesting.
This is
the first time Homestuck has ever made me go, oh no, the second time Homestuck has ever made me go, wow,
I forget.
It's really interesting. The quadrants episode. Do you remember that?
Oh,
we were first learning about the quadrants. I went, oh wow, that's really interesting.
That's an interesting concept. Different, like a different.
This is a good bit of writing here and an excellently executed concept. An excellently executed concept. I think they've put this in front of us in a really good way. Yeah, and I'm really interested by it. But yeah, that's impressed me. I'll say that much. Genuinely incredibly impressed. I'm gonna go grab a drink of water and then continue.
Fair enough. I will. Well, we got 3 lines of dialogue that I'll be doing, and then it's Carcat. So we'll just try from here. We'll go.
Did you say the narration, Drew?
We'll schmoove. We haven't got the narration yet, I don't think.
No.
Or if we have, it's been long enough that I think we might as well just do it again.
Yeah.
John frowns. Dave opens his mouth to say something, but he's cut off by Jade poking her head out of the church window.
Dave! Roxy's wondering where you are. Oh, yeah, I'll be right there. What about you, Carcat? You coming? And now, who wants... Does anyone want to take Carcat for this paragraph?
I'm back.
Alright, never mind.
Just grabbing a drink of water.
Yeah,
okay. Didn't know how long the drink would take, but here we go. We got Carcat now. It's Carcat time.
Yes, God, can a man stand on a moist and dreary piece of religious property to help console his main bro? Jesus fuck, God forbid we upset the carefully orchestrated funeral programming, which just featured a segment wherein a deeply unpopular clown pissed himself in front of a clamoring paparazzi.
Oh, Lord, you dumb baby. Carcat, it looks to me like you're the one third-wheeling Dave and John's poignant bro times. So why don't you get your butt on over here?
Oh, fine, I was just debating the moral and philosophical implications of this idea. But, I guess I'll fuck off.
Carcat stomps back toward the church, bickering with Jade, his way across the graveyard.
Daveyard. The dark yard.
And puts a hand on John's shoulder.
Again, the dichotomy of this channel. 10 minutes of deep philosophical conversation about the moral implications of using time travel to prevent suicides and other deaths versus
Dirkyard.
you were in the Dirkyard, or it's gonna be the Dirkyard because you fucking died.
It will be. He'll be buried there.
It'll be the Dirkyard, lol. Haha. Again, the dichotomy. I love the dichotomy. It's brilliant.
Gonna
I'm
get down
pointing
dirty.
it out. I am looking at it and going, it's there.
Jerky.
Fucking Christ.
Jake's favourite pastime.
Anyway, we got the narration there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Yeah.
I talked over it, but yeah.
John, I get what you were trying to do, but it's okay, dude. I'm okay.
John nods, swallowing hard. His throat is dry.
Listen to that car cat stroll.
Dave turns and walks back into the church. Once John is absolutely sure Dave is gone, he closes his eyes,
There you go.
breathes in
Shit
deep
for my
through the
joke.
nose and raises both his hands. Nothing happens. John cracks one eye open. It's been a while since he's tried to do, well, anything more complicated than going out for dinner, to be honest. Has he forgotten how to invoke his game powers? Do the windy thing, he thinks. Brisk breeze howls to the graveyard, rustling some leaves off a nearby tree. Nope. That's all good. Do the retcon thing? He thinks much harder than he thought about doing the last thing. Still nothing.
It's weird. It was working just the other day.
He stares at his hands so hard that his head starts to hurt. So hard that he doesn't hear the footsteps sloshing through the wet grass behind him. When Roxy taps him on the shoulder, he yelps and shoots 6 feet up into the air. Wow, it's just me. John spins around to greet her. He hides his hands behind his back, like he was doing something bad with them, which he guesses he was, kind of. Roxy shields her eyes against the rain and laughs. Doing okay up there, B?
I'm fine. Wait, B?
John lands softly, close enough to Roxy that she can slide her hand up his arm. Yeah, it's shot for babe, 'cause you're my babe, B.
Oh, right.
John feels himself flushed and runs an awkward hand through his hair. He's still a little embarrassed to show affection in public places like this. He slips a hand into the small of Roxy's back and feels a pang of guilt about what he saw transpire between Dave and Carcat earlier. Is Dave okay?
Yeah, I guess. Are you okay?
Yeah. Her gaze is distant, and she stares at something over John's shoulder. Whatever she's thinking about, it tugs a soft smile across her face. Yeah, actually, I'm more than okay, 'cause I've been thinking.
Oh?
Roxy starts dancing her fingers up John's chest. About you and me, and this. She bops him on the nose. Hey, John. We should get hatched.
This seems like a
John
deeply
said-
inappropriate time.
Like,
Yep.
why are we
Mortality
talking
gets people
about this
thinking.
right now?
Mortality gets people thinking, I guess, yeah, sure.
I mean, I can't argue with
I
that.
can't argue with your reasoning, to be fair. It just feels like, maybe odd timing to act on said thinking.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, candid timeline, I guess. It'd be like that.
Yep.
John stares at where Roxy's finger is still pressed down on his nose and goes a little cross-eyed as his brain tries to process what she just said.
She found the off switch.
What?
What? John, come on, marry me.
Like,
John looks around the graveyard nervously.
right now?
Lamau, totes. We're already at the church and everything.
Oh my god, oh my god.
John.
Oh my god, are you serious?
Roxy starts laughing so hard she has to wipe a tear. She leans in to give John a quick kiss on the lips. Oh, no. John, you take everything so literally. It's fucking adorbs.
Is that why you want to marry me?
Yeah, I'm off the charts with all my jokes and shit. I gotta even all that out with this like huge helping of clueless nerd.
Roxy.
Okay, but let's be serious here for a moment. I do actually love that you're so earnest. It's cute as fuck, and also I always know where I stand with you.
Roxy.
Besides, this whole thing with Dark, it's made me realize that even though we're immortal, we're not necessarily gonna live forever. Life's too short not to spend every moment with the one you love. The word hits John like a sucker punch to the gut. He goes breathless with shock, adrenaline pumping through him, blood rushing in his ears. When he speaks, his voice is hoarse.
You love me?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
voice is here.
I love you. I want to marry you and spend the rest of my life with you. I'm not reading that shit. Fuck off.
That's very
Fair
fair.
enough.
Understandable. Real, very fair.
Oh, wow, Roxy, that's, a thing that you just said. That's a lot
That's a lot. That really is a lot.
I'm not saying
Like-
the rest of that
like,
shit.
I
That's
wish,
fair.
I'm glad that I don't know how to
Cool.
feel about that.
Cool question mark, I guess.
What?
The
What did you
way-
say?
How long have they been going out? How long have they?
Not
How
very.
long have they been going out?
Not
A
very
Couple
long.
days.
Maybe a couple
Yeah.
months at most, assuming unspoken time skips. More than likely days, maybe a week.
Honestly, John's reaction to what that line would have been if you had read it would have been, what?
Now I
Roxy
know
just
that sounds bad.
Gansey comes
Some
in.
motherfuckers really just got BPD, just straight up.
Well, you know
That was the most cacophonous
This
noise
is
those
on
horns
the
have ever
table.
made.
I think my ears were blown out by the cacophonous noise of those honks.
He doesn't know what to think. He doesn't know what to think that he's spiraling. He so doesn't know what to think that he's spiraling inside his head, shaking all over, damp with sweat. Something about this doesn't feel right. Hold on, give me a second.
Yeah, looking at the time, this is going to be the last page for this episode, and we're nearly at the end of it, so...
Hooray.
I might need to go like right now, unfortunately.
Ah, damn. Well, we can pass the
Alright.
rest of the narration over to Arthur for the pay... Actually, no, who wants to take Roxy? Mason? Arthur? I'm bad at the voice, so...
I'll upload the audio later to...
Audio Jungle.
Audio Jungle.
Audio jungle.
Who wants to take Roxy, and then I'll take narration if you want?
If I can do Roxy as well, if you want.
Yeah, I really don't mind.
I think Arthur take Roxy because then we have, Mason not reading all of the dialogue.
Sure.
Okay.
I'll start from he doesn't know what to think. He so doesn't know what to think that he's spiraling inside of his head, shaking all over, damp with sweat. Something about this doesn't feel right. Just a few weeks ago, Roxy was happy with Calliope. Now she wants to have his babies? John feels like he's missing something important here, like he went for a bathroom break during the part of the movie where the plot twist happens. He should give Roxy some time, get himself some space. It's all happened so fast that it's suffocating. On the other hand, isn't that how love's supposed to feel? Like a quick plunge into cold water, a feeling that grows unexamined and then gets so big that the realization washes over you like a wave? Roxy's unbearably beautiful, with moisture clinging to her eyelashes and a smile that she's only smiling because of how much she likes him. She likes him so much that she wants to be around him every single day. John's stomach feels like he's doing pirouettes. His hands come up around Roxy's shoulders and keep going until he's cupping her face in both his hands. He starts giggling.
Okay, let's do it.
Roxy waggles her eyebrows.
Ooh, you want... so wait, that's not all rubber. You want to do it?
Yeah, yeah, that too. But I meant about the getting married thing. Let's do that. Let's totally get married.
Go on a date and going... Doing your mom. Brother's funeral. Doing your mom.
It's happening.
Brother's funeral. Doing your mom. We're doing your mom. In the
The prophecy has been fulfilled.
In the day,
The dark god.
straight doing his mom.
Doing your
died of shame.
doing your mom in the graveyard.
Roxy practically attacks John's mouth. She's so excited. John shuts his eyes and kisses her back. Still giddy and laughing against her lips. She kisses him until they're both breathless, then pulls back so she can gaze at him with glittering eyes.
I'm doing your mom. My god, we're gonna be so freaking happy.
Me when the window completely shatters any and all.
Oh, that was all of Epilogue
I'm
3.
doing.
That was all of Epilogue 3.
Doing your
You know
mom.
what? I think I might just title the episode Epilogue 3, because that shit needs its own... People need to know. Anyway, so what did we think of that episode of reading Homestuck the Epilogues?
It was all over of the place.
Yeah, we started off with... No, it had kind of a cyclical arc. We started off with some really tonally dissonant post-sex. Then we had the whole arc of Dirk's disappearance, suicide, and funeral. And then we wrapped it up with some tonally dissonant pre-sex.
Your mom.
Your mom. So it kind of all wrapped itself around a little. But yeah, very episode is what I'll say. I don't really know how best to summarize it. But
Well, I would say it was good. Because it made me go, yeah, it was good.
I would say it was good. Definitely tonally very different from everything else that's happened up to this point.
I mean, yeah. But I'm fond of that. I like when things happen.
That's
Honestly,
fair.
I'm a big fan of that, actually. Things did occur.
And they killed a character! And you know how much I love when stories are willing to change the cast and have things develop. What a wonderful thing to get a character dying, events occurring, and an actually intriguing concept in a story. Full stop.
My life is better. Slightly, I guess, yeah. They improved my day. What a wonderful
fair
thing.
enough. Fair enough, I guess. Solid.
And
Anyway.
they killed off a character that I was like, I don't see how they're going to be able to do this guy very well right now.
Yeah, that's fair. He truly was a do-stuff guy in a do-nothing box.
When did I say that?
I don't know
I
when
think
you
it was.
said that, but I'm
referring
just
to Arthur
accepting
Pendra when we were writing Homestuck,
that.
because he gets put on the land of soft
Yeah.
and silence.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's what
makes
it is,
sense.
because this Line of Soft and Silence is the ultimate do-nothing box.
That
That's
makes
fair.
sense.
It does make sense, yeah. So, outro time, I believe. If you liked this video, hit the like button. If you very much like this video and want to see more like it, hit that subscribe button. We upload episodes of Reading Homestuck every Monday or Tuesday, depending on your time zone, and we upload other things on Thursdays or Fridays, again, depending on your time zone. Other things, such as previously mentioned, reading Creepypasta. This week, one of the stories we are reading, as said before again, is Abandoned by Disney. There are 3 others as well. So if you want to see us read some bad stories and put Arthur through deep emotional
It's going to be a
suffering,
real dichotomy between this episode where I'm very, very happy that things have gotten better since reading that,
and then
and
reading
reading that.
Creepypasta. Yeah, it's
Oof,
yeah,
you are
it's,
correct.
Yeah. But you know, those are going to come out, as I say, Thursdays and Fridays, depending on our time zone, all through October until Halloween itself. But yes, you can also follow me on Tumblr and on Blue Sky. I post things there sometimes, usually things to do with the things that I have made for various different series. Sometimes just random bullshit, you know? You can also send me asks, send me DMs, send me whatsoever you choose on either of those places. YouTube does sometimes eat your comments, which is highly frustrating for all involved, so if it does happen, and you really did want to send me something, you can send it over there. You can also, I don't know, send things that you can't send in YouTube comments, like images and such. I don't know, if you so choose. You can also follow June on Tumblr, Blue Sky, and Instagram. She does stuff on those places sometimes. She would be able to talk about it better, but she did indeed have to leave, which is rough timing.
Yeah.
Indeed. And you can also follow Arthur on Twitch. Arthur.
Yeah. I'd stream on twitch.tv/Pendraig, that's PENNEDIAIG. And I'm currently streaming Deltarune. Yeah, it's fun. I like it. We're in chapter 3, really enjoying it. I start my streams usually around 6:30, but sometimes 8. Those are usually the 2 times I do start the stream. I say between those times, because sometimes I'm late, sometimes I'm a little early, but honestly, those are the 2 times I'm probably going to start.
Yeah.
And, it's a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying it.
You said you were planning to stream this Tuesday, yes?
Yeah, but will this be out by then?
Which, this will go out Monday evening.
Alright, well, it'll be the day after this comes out.
So it'll be tomorrow, for if you're watching this the day it came out. So
yeah, please come join me. I'm having a lot of fun. It's really fun.
It's a fun time. I'm going to be there. Mason, sadly, scheduling-wise, isn't. It's rough.
Yeah, and I wish I could be. I might be able to catch like a little bit of it at some point.
Yeah, I'm going to fight Des, the Roaring Nut Dealer.
I love how
That's why I'm sad that I'm not going to be there for that.
Almost no sense to anyone who hasn't heard our inside jokes for the streams. But fuck it, yeah. You can come down and check that shit out. It's a fun time.
Track.
Yeah,
no, it's great. I have a lot of fun.
Oh, you're still going, yeah.
No, it's fun. I was literally just going to say, yeah, I have a lot of fun.
That's fair.
Mason.
Do you have anything you wish to say at the end of this here episode of Reading Homestuck, the Epilogues?
Only to say thank you all so much for watching. We have a lot of fun making these. We hope you enjoy watching them. More reading creepypasta coming your way for the rest of October, as has been very thoroughly outlined. And I mean, from point of view of us, we're like over halfway through of the recording of them. Obviously, this week is the 2nd episode of 5, so you will just have to wait and see.
What's going to be in episode 3? You'll have to wait till next week to find out. Indeed. Anything else?
No, that's pretty much it.
Hey, fair enough then. Well, with that, we will see you in the next video. See
You're
ya.
morally obliged to stop a suicide. Bye!
That's fair. See ya.
That's fair.
Yep.